Hello and welcome to the KRM Functions sub-project meeting. It is Wednesday, April 6th. We don't really have much on the agenda today, so I'll give opportunity for everybody to contribute a topic if there's anything you want to bring up, and otherwise we'll just do some quick stand-ups. So first of all, call for topics. Does anybody have a topic they want to bring today that's not in the agenda? Hearing nothing. Stand-ups. So Kustomize hasn't really done anything in particular with the KRM Functions subproject lately. We've been really busy with preparing for the kubectl release because we were part of kubectl. We had to go through a whole update process, and we're doing some retool maintenance right now. For the functions registry side, is there someone who can give us an update? Munchie or Natasha?
So I've been working on that. I think the past couple of weeks it's been paused, but I'm hoping to get back to it this or next week. A lot of the infrastructure is set up. I think the remaining work before we can start asking people to use it is to finish setting up the release pipeline and then make the contribution docs really clear. So hopefully we'll finish that in the next month or so.
So Natasha, one question regarding the regarding that. So I remember last time you said someone are willing to help with the website work. So have you confirmed with that person?
Oh, I was saying that Kustomize has some people that volunteered to work on the website that I could see if they would be interested in working on this website. But I'm not sure. They sort of seem to have dropped off from working on the customized one. Katrina, do you know if they're still around?
I haven't gotten any other updates beyond what you have in the public Slack. So yeah, one person said they were going to work on it again soon, but hadn't had time lately, and the other one we didn't hear from.
Yeah, so I don't think we have anyone to work on the function registry website.
Okay, got it.
Anything from your side, Munchie?
So from me, the update is so I'm as I mentioned earlier, so I'm working on having KRM functions running as a service in a server, running as a service. So in our POC, what we did is we built a wrapper server to wrap current KRM functions, so that when someone want to evaluate function, they can send a request. Currently, we are using a gRPC server in our POCs, but I imagine that it can also be a HTTP server, something like that. So currently I have a PR, but it hasn't been merged yet. So I think by our next meeting, I should probably be able to create a proposals to our function spec v2, I guess.
Are you able to share more about why the specification needs to change versus the wrapper approach that you're using currently?
So the wrapper approach, it has some other when you use that approach, it has some other works to do that. For example, you need to look at the metadata of the KRM functions you are going to evaluate to figure out what is the entry point or the command of that container. Because right now how our wrapper server works is we put it in init containers in a pod, and in the init containers we copy over this wrapper server binary into the that KRM function to be evaluated, so that when we bring up the wrapper servers, it can invoke the original entry point or the command of that KRM function, and within the same image that has all the dependencies it needs. And yeah, so with that, the wrapper server binary need to look at the KRM function, the metadata from the OCI image. So this is additional work that it needs to do. So if this two thing is one binary, then it doesn't have to do this this work at all. Because when you look at a KRM function image itself, when you insert it, you cannot tell what is the entry point. This is only in the OCI image metadata part. Yeah, this is one reason. And another reason is that, so with this approach, currently this wrapper server only works with one KRM functions. But ideally, if this we can have something that it can serve multiple KRM functions, that is even better, I think. But for that part, it haven't been fleshed out yet.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely interesting. And you're still focusing on KRM functions that are packaged as containers as opposed to the exec version?
What's the latter part you said?
Like Customize supports exec functions as well that aren't in containers. So that would have different characteristics, right? Versus what you're talking about with the metadata existing and being available, but also needing to be used to figure out what the entry point is. And so are you considering exec functions in your design, or are you only dealing with container functions?
So for our POC at Google's, for first party functions, we did something like extract binary out and execute that. So that's the kind of the exact mode in Customize. But that's the first party functions that we wrote. We are also going to support third party functions that like authored by users or some other team. So for that, we want to still run it in the container instead of trying to do the exact mode.
Because you're hosting the service, so you want that constraint.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want our service get compromised or something.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see the PR when you open up. It's an interesting problem for sure, especially because part of the reason that I think this standard is great and successful is how simple it is in terms of just requiring some YAML in and you do your work and then some YAML out. So hopefully we can maintain that simplicity and still get all the functionality that you're needing from the hosted version of how we want to run it.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to open a PR and tag us, and then we can discuss at a future meeting.
Yes. Hopefully I can open that by next meeting, and we can discuss it.
Great. All right. So any other updates from anybody? Right. Hearing nothing, I'll just call this a short meeting. Thanks everyone for coming. And
one more, Katrina, one more thing I want to bring up. So in the our Slack channel, so it seems there are some other folks that are interested in the topic, but they cannot make it at this time. So should we consider a different time?
Yeah, we can definitely consider a different time. I was under the impression that they had an extremely different time zone requirement that would make it difficult to find any overlap. But if that's not the case and it's just a meeting conflict, then for sure we can move this one. We have to work around the other SIG CLI meetings, obviously, but besides that, I'm pretty flexible personally. Yeah, I can take an action to contact them in Slack and see if there's another time that would work for them. And we did record this today, so we'll be able to share it with them this time. Sorry about not doing that last time.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks.
I don't know why I keep getting this pop-up. I'm not actually signed in. Oh, there we go. All right. So that's all for today, I think. And thank you everyone for coming. I'll see you in a couple weeks.